Hi. How you going? I'm Christian C., the farm director at Ngalung Kalla, and I was just down here checking out some of the details in our wicking beds where we grow a lot of the abundance for our restaurant and to feed our guests. This is red spinach, red amaranth spinach, one of the most nutrient-dense vegetables in the tropics. It's intertwined with a variety of other edible greens and flowers that we use to create a diverse polyculture that's a resilient system of gardening. We're going to harvest a little bit of fresh veggies for today's salads and take you for a tour along in the garden, show you how we grow all this abundance, how we feed ourselves and our family here at Ngalung Kalla. A beautiful variety of red oak lettuce here. Collect some of this for the evening salad. We'll cut it, it'll come again. Pretty good stuff. 100% organic. Awesome, let's go look at the regular garden beds. I hear the girls cheering in the surf. It's such a cool place, man, I tell you what. The kitchen said we're having scrambled eggs. The eggs come up from our own chickens. They're good, but they're not nearly as good as they would be if they had these garlic greens on top. Here we have some delicious gooseberries. It's really like a tropical ground cherry. Tomatoes. Get some cherry tomatoes out of here. Our holy basil. It's a diverse polyculture of vegetables and herbs and flowers that all support each other's functions and work dynamically to make a stronger, more resilient system. We'll even use living mulches like this perennial peanut and let our vegetables grow in between them so the mulch shades out the soil, keeps it from drying out. This perennial peanut, Arachis pintoi, actually happens to be a nitrogen fixer, so it's feeding the vegetables that we're growing while it shades them out, and it takes very little out of the system. Wow, that's a beautiful biome. Look at that. The amaranth spinach. The more colors, the more nutrition. I'm in the pumpkin patch, which is also the papaya patch. There's a bunch of pumpkins down here. We like to use them in a variety of ways. The pumpkin flower is an incredible vegetable, stir-fried. The pumpkin tips are one of my most delicious favorite stir-fry items. And then these flowers will all turn into beautiful pumpkins. How good's that? Oh. It's literally a vegetable forest. This is a gomphora. If I bring these in, when I bring all the breakfast veggies in, it's gonna brighten everybody's day. Nothing excites me more than when you see something in the garden really hitting its stride. Now this lettuce found a little microclimate of shade behind this holy basil that we use as a companion plant to repel pests. So you can see this guy, he is showing you life. Look at these hands spread out, collecting all that sunlight and photosynthesis. Because of that, we get to nibble off him and he keeps going. It's a win-win situation. Cilantro. We have this little pepper here. It thrives in this outdoor environment and it's sweet. We put it in all of our dishes here really at Ngalung Kalla. And it's just so filled with nutrients, you can taste it. Cucumber patch. Get a cube or two for on top of the salad. Sounds good to me. And a cucumber can go from this big to this big in one day. So you gotta make sure you pick them early so they're nice and crunchy. All right, we go for some eggplant. It's gonna be really good in the baba ganoush. It's so awesome when you walk around and see how much can come out of such a small area. Oh, that happy. I'm that happy to be picking my bitter melons because these make us healthy. Ayurvedically, one of the most important foods in the diet. There's more than we can eat. I can even feed the people that help us here at Ngalung Kalla. Check out the herb spiral. So awesome. It's a great example of stacking functions, which we love to do in permaculture always. And you can get your basil, you can get your tarragon, you can get your lemongrass, you can get your celery, and it's all protected around the boundary, the perennial lemongrass. The sharp blades here keep bugs out of the garden. It's kind of like barbed wire for soft-bodied bugs. Plus we can eat it, we can make teas, we put it in our curries. We want to plant it, we just take off a little sprig from down below and we can spread it out. Working with nature is the way to go. So we love these cosmos because they attract pollinators to the garden. They're also attracting beneficial insects that parasitize different pests that might be bothering our vegetables. Not only do they give us this beautiful flower, but the tips here we can incorporate into our greens, into our salads. Another Ayurvedic beauty. At the foot of her, we have our comfrey, which is medicinal bone mend. Who knows what this good guy is? This is sorghum. Sorghum we're growing as a grain that we can process and use in our breads, our pulses. And also, we can incorporate this when it's just about to flower at about 10 feet tall back into our soil as a biomass builder into the soil. As we build that organic matter, it increases the ability of the soil to hold water. So I'm here with some of our sweet corn. Our sweet corn, we'll get just one crop a year in with our natural rainfall, no irrigation. And having 3 girls, we just go through this stuff like you wouldn't believe. It's so healthy, it's so delicious, and its roots are just really sucking lots of the nutrients up out of the soil. So we'd only grow this main crop once a year in this bed. And then we'll cover it, we'll switch it around with some legumes, some green beans. We'll switch it around with something that's not a heavy feeder, like a lettuce crop. So that idea of crop rotation is really important in the bed. You don't want to grow the same thing in there crop after crop after crop. It depletes the nutrients that that crop needs. So I just want to top off the bouquet for wifey. She's teaching our kids homeschool and helping the retreat restaurant run. And she's just such a great partner that I want to make sure I get her the most beautiful bouquet I can put together, which today is a mix of these zinnias, those cosmos, our gomphoria, for a firework of color there. So I got the veggies, cucumbers, the bitter melon, the eggplant, all the greens I could want, and a bouquet out of just a little trip through the garden. Thanks for joining me today. We'll see you soon.